There are shows with psychics,
And there are shows with doctors.
but there's no show like The Psychic and the Doc.
Your practical paranormal power unleashed.
This show synthesizes the talents of world-class medium Mark Anthony, the psychic lawyer, psychic explorer,
And street smart spiritualist, behavioral psychologist, Dr. Pat Baccili. All subjects are on the table and no topic is taboo. Inspiration, insight.
action, and fun as Mark Anthony connects callers with loved ones in spirit.
In tandem with Dr. Pat's fresh, no-nonsense, street smart, intuitive insights. And she is hilarious.
Extraordinary problems
Require extraordinary solutions, which may come from this side
or the other side. This is The Psychic.
and the doc. And it starts now. Welcome, everyone, to the Psychic and the Doc on Transformation Network. I'm Mark Anthony, JD, Psychic Explorer. I'm here with my amazing colleague, the one and only Dr. Pat Baccili, world-renowned behavioral psychologist, multiple award-winning host of the longtime and continually and still running Dr. Pat Show, and my friend and co-host here. We got a great show for you tonight. The theme of this show is where there is love, there is life. And love's a popular topic for the psychic and the doc because without love, there isn't much of a life. So without love, with love, wherever there is love, there is life. And this is a call-in show, 1-800-930-2819. We will be taking your calls. So Dr. Pat, we got a love topic, and you are the exquisite expert in people's issues with love.
Oh my God. So here is true confessions for everybody, right? Because I'm in the middle of finishing our white paper on the Transformation Network, and that's another word for a paper you write about who you are, where you're going. Now, this white paper is now up to 180 pages, and so it is everything that was in my brain. However, how does love fit into it? Here's how it fits into it. Because I started to look at a couple of the channels, the Soulmate channel and some of the other things. So I did some research. I thought, Mark, that the word love was around forever. It was not. It was like, didn't even pop up in, what it was not invented, but it evolved from ancient roots, right? So I was trying to figure out, like, it had to be as old as a dinosaur. That's my brain. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may know psychology, but when it comes to history, that's your bag. So here I'm thinking cave people walked around and said, I love you, honey. Ugh. No. So I looked this up. It was like the Old English period, pre-1150, and it was Proto-Germanic lubo. I mean, it just was so interesting. And then the root was lube. And I went on to say, wait a minute. So I had to dig deeper. But dating, wait a minute now, wait for it. Love, okay, European. Dating went back, right? This went back when they got kind of hooked up. People hooked up. Let's just say that. Like,
Okay.
let's get real. 4,500 BC.
Yeah.
And it's Sanskrit. So here's what I love about love. Because we don't like to do this with love. Love and the Sanskrit, and I wish Sarah Main was here, it meant desire. But here's what I love best. And Elizabeth Wood and Dan Power should be listening to this show because they have an entire brand called the Pleasure Movement. But here's the deal. The Latin version of it, thank you, they're never going to admit to this, Mark. Come on now. Come on. We're going to have to, you and me going to have to go to confession after this show. Pleasing. It is pleasing. So that's my 2 cents on how we talk about love today, and that we have forgotten it also means desire and pleasing.
Well, when you look at pleasing, especially with the Latin roots, I mean, obviously there's we're all laughing because we're thinking, yeah, I'll please you if you please me. But the thing is, pleasing could also be being pleasing in the emotional sense to another person. It could also be being pleasing to God, because a lot of the Latin terminology was used in the medieval era for religious purposes. And then in German, Lieb is love, like ich hab dich lieb. I'm saying I have love for you. In the Romance languages, it's amore, or gosh, yeah, it's basically amor, and that's where like um, so many of those type of romantic terms, that's amore,
Yeah.
things like that come from. But I think that love is such a complex emotion, and it is the bond between two people that is but there's all different types of love. There's romantic love, which is that bond between two people. Then there is familial love, love for your family members. There's unrequited love. I mean, there's all types of love. Then there's the crazy people that, they see somebody famous and they're in love with them, and because they have issues that they need to resolve, and they're projecting to a person they don't know that that person loves them because they wrote something or said something or played a piece of music that resonated with that person in some way. So
Yeah.
love really, it makes life wonderful, but boy, it certainly complicates it as well.
Well, I'll tell you, I had a girl crush on Rooney Mara. And so I remember this when I first saw Rooney Mara, right? She played in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and 100 Tattoos and, that whole spiel, right? And I remember thinking, oh my God, this was, first of all, you got to see the movie to understand was I in love, what was my attraction? And I think it was to my alter ego, because who doesn't want to walk around with a big dragon tattoo and piercings all over their body? Okay, all of y'all raising your hand right now because you're saying not me. But there's a part of my alter ego, of course, you have to know my background, that says, oh, I could do that in a hot minute. What about you, Mark?
Um, I don't even know how to respond to all that. Um,
Come on now.
I,
Come
I'm
on.
I'm I'm not a tattoo person, and
Oh,
now
okay.
hold on. I'm not
Okay.
all right. And for all the listeners, I'm not sitting in judgment of or condemning anybody that has
No,
tattoos,
no.
in any shape, form, or fashion. That's just not something I would do. I'm not, I wouldn't do piercings and things like that. And I know a lot of people who do, and I've worked with people that have them. And I think that's part of, theoretically, we live in a free country. If this is what you want to do, you should be able to do it. If you want to get piercings and tattoos, it's a form of expression. And hey, power to it.
So thank you, Tina. We've talked about Tina Turner before, but we must talk about her breakthrough return as a soloist.
Yes.
When she came out, so just I'm giving you all now the other side of love, if you don't mind. When she came out of What's Love Got to Do with It, you understand the meaning of that song, right? What I love about the word love is we're now entering an energy where that word must be repeated over and over and over and over again. It is a replacement for the angst. And, I don't know what people's spiritual practices are, what they do. I know for me that, I have a spiritual practice in sobriety where I just love my God, when all else fails, you know, narcissistic relationships, all of that, all the crazy stuff, when all else fails. I love my life. I love my God of my understanding, whatever, and depends on what day I'm at. And I love the people that are close to me. But Mark, for a long time in my life, I didn't get what that meant.
Wow. Well, I mean, everybody's a work in progress, and we're always told that you have to love yourself, and then we've all encountered people who love themselves so much they cross the border into narcissism, and that's a whole nother form of love. But loving yourself is a struggle, I think, because a lot of us are very self-deprecating. We pick at
Mhm.
ourselves. We're always finding flaws within ourselves. Um, and I think that is in some ways negative, but in some ways it's not, because it also keeps you humble. I mean, nothing's more annoying people that, oh, I'm so great at this. I have such a great imagination. I'm such a super good litigator. I'm such a super good this. And the way I was raised was you don't act like that because that's arrogance and
Yeah.
hubris, and that humility is the correct assessment of oneself. So to love yourself is, I think, should be something that's quiet. It's finding an inner peace and a self-confidence with yourself as opposed to going around me, 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 me. So anyway, that's my 2 cents worth on
But
self-love.
I got an earful on that. I almost had to take out my little earbud like that real quick on that one. But look, I think what's happening for me at the moment is that I've never really sat down, other than an academic challenge paper like a dissertation, where I sat down and I attempted to capture like this 23-year journey of where we are, where we're going, and what it means, and what the redefinition is that I carry around in my head that nobody even understands. And so I just started to write this thing because it has to live on beyond me. And if I don't put it down, but part of this was the evolution of the Transformation Network now being its own company, now being its own trademark. I felt that I didn't do it justice. I didn't do it justice. And part of this came from so many great people that we're involved with that share their honor and respect for the network and what's happening here. You must hear it all the time. People call into the show, Mark, and they tell you how they feel.
Yeah.
They honor and admire you. And I just wonder if we could tip the needle a couple of degrees, just a couple, what the vibrational shift could be if we hold love as our first response to everything.
That is such a good point, Dr. Pat. Years ago, I took an acting class, because when you're a trial lawyer, it's always encouraged, it's more for delivery, elocution, things like that. And I remember the acting coach said in every scene, and so she gave us different scenes, and some of them were like really horrific. Um, 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 Conditions. In other words, it's like somebody in a concentration camp. Okay, and then
Oh,
other people, it would be like having an argument with your spouse. But she said, find the love in the scene.
yeah,
And it's very hard and it's very simple at the same time. Like in a concentration camp, what's the love? The love is life. It is the survival. An argument with your significant other, it's like you may be furious at this person, but you do love this person.
yeah,
And it was very interesting, find the love in the scene. And that's what we try to do here on the Psychic and the Doc
yeah,
is people
yeah,
call in and first off, I'm not saying we love you because I don't want some, crazed stalker thinking, we're telling them that. But the whole point is what we do is a love-based focus.
hmm,
Healing is based on love. Healing, positivity, what we do for people is not a cure all, but it's an important therapeutic step. If you love yourself, you want to heal. If you love yourself, you want to not hurt so bad anymore.
yeah,
And we are part of that journey. We're a stepping stone on that journey. That's what I think when you ask me about, the love with what we
yeah.
do, that's how I look at it, Dr. Pat.
Yeah. And this is part of why we do the show. And right now we're going to take a really short break, everybody, because we're opening up our hearts. We're opening up ourselves to all of you who have been so generous in doing the same. So, Mark, why don't we take a short break? And when we come back, we'll go right to the phones. We got a couple of people waiting. Um, let's just do it. Sierra, take us out. Hey, everybody, welcome back. You're listening to The Psychic and the Doc, 1-800-930-2819. Now, before we go to the phones, Tracy will be right with you. Mark, take a minute. I know you're traveling. People want to know where you're going to be. They want to know about the light circles, all of the above. So, how about you give us an update?
Absolutely. Next week, I will be in Houston, and on Thursday, October 23rd, I will be a guest on Great Day Houston, and I'll be doing readings for audience members. And if you want to be part of the audience to get your free tickets, go to my website, afterlifefrequency.com, and go to the calendar of events. And then on Friday, October 24th, and Saturday, October 25th, there will be 2 nights of spirit communication at Body, Mind, and Soul of Houston. And I'll be connecting audience members with their loved ones in spirit. And I invite everyone, when you visit my website, afterlifefrequency.com, go ahead and sign up for my newsletter because we got one going out tomorrow. So it'll have the links and how to get the free tickets to Great Day Houston, and also how to reserve your tickets at Body, Mind, and Soul. And then in the second week in November, I'll be at the Edgar Cayce Association for Research and Enlightenment in
Wow.
Virginia Beach. And I've got a really great lecture I'm giving, plus a gallery readings, like I'm doing a Body, Mind, and Soul, and also an exclusive Light Circle event on Sunday. I think it's November 12th, which is limited to 6 people. Anyway, go to my website, afterlifefrequency.com. Please sign up for my newsletter. Also, I encourage everyone to go to unstuckable.com. That is Dr. Pat's website, unstuckable.com. Unstuckable, because that is an extremely inspirational, uplifting, and enlightening website. And how could it not be? Because Dr. Pat is what and what she teaches people and helps people with, that's what it's all about. So 2 websites, afterlifefrequency.com and unstuckable.com.
Thank you so much for that, Mark. Are you all ready to join the resonance economy? It's the circulatory system. It's the one where contribution takes on a different vibrancy and meaning. And as you all call in, here's what I want to say to you about this. Every call in, you think you're doing it for you, but the thousands of people that hear you are lifted up. And I want to thank you all, those of you that listen and call in. Sierra, let's go. Who do we have first?
Up first, we have Tracy from Wisconsin. Tracy, you are live.
Hi, Tracy. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Awesome. How can we help you today?
Can you hear me?
Yes. How
Yeah.
can we help you today?
Oh, I just wondered if I had any messages.
Okay, I guess let's see who wants to come through to talk to you from the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, you got a bunch of folks over there, Trace. You got 6 spirits lining up. Let's see which one wants to talk to you first. All right, I'm getting a male energy coming through. It feels like he's connected to you through your male side of the family. So it could be somebody on your dad's side, or it could be a male partner, his side of the family. What I'm getting with him, this gentleman, okay, he was definitely on the older end of middle aged when he passed. And what I mean by that is I'm getting like he could have been around 65, 70, possibly. Interesting way he's depicting himself. He's wearing a white t-shirt, and he did have a bit of a pronounced stomach area, so a bit of a distended belly there. And that doesn't necessarily mean obesity. That could be related to a health condition. Looks like he was having issues with his scalp and his hair. Now, obviously, a lot of times when men get older, get the receded hairline, but I'm getting that. And also, he's doing this. I don't know if you can see me, but I feel like I'm fanning myself off. Now, what that indicates is prior to passing, he was feeling very hot. So this could mean a fever. This could also be, sometimes I get that hot sensation when people are very ill, not just with fever, but it could have been chemo or some type of treatment for cancer. But I want to get into, okay, yeah, now I'm getting a lot of nauseated sensations in the stomach, seeping down into his reproductive areas and GI tract. So there could be have been prostate and or colon issues as well. Looks like he was still sharp as a tack right up to the very end, and certainly he was being treated with medications for pain toward the end. Does any of this resonate with you in any way, Tracy?
The only person I could think would be my husband, but he was 77, so he's a
That's
little above
fine.
that.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. You got to realize the way I see them, they're kind of transparent. Other than the age, what about the description, just based on what I said, matches up with your husband?
Yeah, he had cancer, and at the end, he was in a hospital, and he was having stomach difficulties and
Okay.
overheated,
Okay. So
ICU
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So this is him. Interesting because he looks to me like he would have been in his late 60s, middle to late 60s, but that's okay. Let's work with him. Now that's an interesting thing for him to say. He goes tag team, tag TAG team, tag team. Now, what the heck could that mean? Hold on, let me see if I can get him to give me some more on that. He said, tag team, stop thinking it's your turn. Stop thinking it's your turn. All right, what he
Mm,
means by that is stop thinking it's your turn to get over here and meet me. He goes, I'll be here when you get here. He goes, stop rushing it. Okay. He said, you've got a full life. And he's telling me that you know this. He said, you know this. He says, on one hand, you kind of want to give up. And he says, on the other hand, you know you're not going to. And he said, that's why I've always been so proud of you. He said, no matter what, you hang on. He goes, you're tenacious. You
mm,
don't give up. He goes, you're my hero. You're my hero. You're my hero. Now, he's handing you a cupcake, a cupcake with a single candle on it. Okay. All right. That could be a birthday. Is there a birthday? Let's say, let's do a 6 week time frame. Today is smack in the middle. So within 3 weeks ago, up to 3 weeks from now, there could be a significant birth, death, anniversary, or event connected to him or you or someone close to either of you. By the way, it's a carrot cake cupcake. Okay, anything with carrot cake, birthdays, 3 weeks, or births, deaths, anniversaries, or events, 3 weeks either side of today, Tracy.
Yes, his birthday is the 28th of October, and he was a cake fiend.
Did you like carrot cake? Because
He
I
always
am
got,
tasting. Sorry?
yeah, he did.
All right. All
Yes,
right,
he did.
perfect.
But he just loved cake.
He loved cake. Yeah, I'm telling you. You know what? It's carrot cake's supposed to be like the worst cake to eat. You think because it's carrots.
really?
Yeah, it's got more sugar than all the other cakes. And then there's the sugar cream cheese frosting. I always liked it, and then
I
I
love
find out,
it.
yeah, I find out it's like toxic. Anyway, so he's doing all that, and he said you look great in pearls. Interesting. Pearls are the birthstone for the month of June. So, what he could be telling you, Tracy, is a significant birth, death, anniversary, or event, excuse me, connected to you or him or someone close to either of you within the month of June. However, it could be something about the gemstone of pearl. And all right, is there anything there?
I can't think of anything except another relative that died in June. I don't know of any birthdays though.
That could be at birth, death, anniversary, event. Because remember, I said you had 6 people there, so that June person
Correct.
could be there, or not could be, is there with him. Now, let's see what his message for you is. Um, is there any major construction, like road construction or something? Because he keeps showing me right around where you live, like a bulldozer, like they're or forklift, like they're tearing up the roads or tearing up some property right near where you are.
There's quite a bit of construction. They're erecting new buildings, taking down old buildings, and putting up other ones. And then, of course, there's highway work as usual.
Okay. All right. So let's see what so he's interesting the way he communicates. He likes giving me things in increments. Now here it comes. Stop worrying about your finances. Stay on the straight and narrow, the conservative path. He said, don't do any fly by night, get rich things. Stick with the tried and the true. And this keeps getting repeated, 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 repeated. So I don't know, and you do not have to talk about your finances on the air. That's very personal. But he said, stick with the conservative, the tried and true. Don't do anything risky. That's his message. And I realized maybe you wanted something different, but that's the message he wants to give to you. Dr. Pat, what's your take?
Let me ask you, thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for sharing. Mark, that was amazing. I have a question for you. Are you going through a hardship or have you been through a hardship or is there a hardship somewhere you're hanging on to? You don't have to tell us what it is, just because it's
No,
related to the
I've always
pearl
had hardship.
message. Yeah, oh, that's why you got the pearl symbol. Just saying.
Yeah, maybe.
So, okay, so pearls have many, many meanings, but let me give you this one. They symbolize this movement, and it's a movement from the hardships of life, right? It's about personal growth.
Hmm.
It's about something. So, what is it that you're being hit smack up in the middle of the head about some life lesson for you? Because it's all about going from this horrible shell. I mean, come on, have you ever seen Where the Pearl Lives? And you go from that
Yeah.
shell that nobody can open to this beautiful pearl. See, that's what you're being called to do, but there's something you're really stuck. You're stuck somewhere, right?
Hmm.
I know. I can hear
Yeah.
it.
I'm always stuck. I'm
Yeah,
trying to get
but
out of
wait,
this what do you call it? Like a trend, like a cycle, you know?
you're in a cycle?
Yeah, kind of
Are,
like a
are you in a
cycle of
hardship cycle?
being stuck, stuck.
Yeah,
I got to
stuck.
get
That's my
unstuckable.
thing. Oh, you got to get
I
unstuckable.
know.
Okay, so we don't have enough time, but I want to tell you there's a couple of things you can do
No,
right
I know.
away. You know what I love about what you did because you've already started it. You see, a lot of times when I work with people, it takes me 3 months to get them to say, I want to stop being stuck. But what you said was, I need to get out of the cycle. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
ask you a question. I hope you can answer without it being too private. What
Okay.
area is hitting you as being the most stuck? I mean, a lot of us have one or two things we're stuck in, right? But there's usually
Mm-hmm.
one in particular that's floating to the top. What do you think that is?
Uh, I don't know. Maybe gaining confidence back to get out and do things.
That's it. I
I've been kind
know,
of cooped
but
up
I'm
for a while.
telling you, that's it. That is it. That is
Okay.
it. Because you see, you don't see yourself as the pearl. You're
No,
not seeing yourself as the pearl. You're seeing yourself as that oyster
no.
shell.
Yeah, I was going to say
And
that. Yeah.
you nailed it because that pearl is never coming out of there until somebody gets it out.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I want to say. I don't want you to go into
Okay.
it on air, but there's obviously something that caused you some pain to put you in the position you're in, right? Don't share it on air.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to
Okay.
say is this is an amazing time for you to start to claim that back. So here's what I want you to do. There's got to be something in your life that you do have done or plan to do that could restore your confidence. For me, it's going out in the garage on my worst days and hitting a little ping pong ball with my robot. That does it in a minute. But how about you?
That sounds like
Is there
fun.
something you like to do? Is there art? Is there something? Give me something here before you go.
Music.
So tell me what's holding you back from, do you like to
Guitar,
play
music.
it? Do you play
Oh,
or do you
I'm
listen?
61. I feel old.
Oh, honey, I got like a lot of years on you, so you don't have to worry about that. You're 61, you're just a baby. So tell me about the music. Do
Uh,
you play an instrument or
I play at a lot of instruments, and I'm getting into songwriting, and
beautiful?
I just have to do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a real challenge. I rarely do this, Mark. I'm sorry, but I gotta do it.
Go right ahead.
I want you to write a song. I want you to
Okay.
write us a song about going from stuck to
About
unstuckable. I don't care what you write or how you write it. I
okay.
want you to write that song. I don't care if you hee haw in
Okay.
it or jump up and down or spit nickels out of your nose. You
Okay.
need to write that song.
All right. Okay.
And so, and I'm not kidding. You're going to call back in, right? and we're going to hear the song.
I'll call back in. Yeah. Oh
Okay,
my
so
God.
this is
Okay.
your mission. If you choose to accept it, are you going to do it now?
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, I'll
dun,
do it for you.
dun, dun,
Got
dun,
it.
dun.
All right. We're taking your name down because
Oh,
next
we got
time
a
you call
speaker.
in, they're going to put you right in the queue.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right. I
All right.
love
Well,
this.
thank both
Write
of
that
you.
song. Thank you so much. Oh, write that song.
That's a
Come on.
really good thing, really good advice, Dr. Pat, because creativity, when people are depressed or sad, one of the best ways to deal with it is to do something creative. I mean, think about how many songs have been written, how many poems have been written, sculptures, paintings, when people got to get those emotions out. Now, certainly when you're happy and filled with love, that can be a motivator too. But when you're really feeling down in the dumps, that's when you can just let that creativity flow. And it's a real
It
catharsis.
is beautiful. So we can go from a Patsy Cline to Taylor Swift's latest #1 album, which is different for her. It's a different album because why? She simply continues to evolve. Sierra, who do we have next?
Up next, we have Karen from Michigan. Karen, you are
Awesome.
live.
Hi, Karen. Welcome to the show.
Oh, hi.
Hi, how can we help
Can you
you
hear me?
today? Yeah, gotcha. We gotcha.
Okay.
What can we do for you?
I want to say something. First of all, that previous caller, I really kind of resonated with that. But
Cool.
I could only hear Mark and you, and I couldn't hear her.
Oh, no.
There were some synchronicities kind of in that conversation. It was pretty interesting
Mm-hmm.
because I think, everybody is listening, like you said.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Thank you so much for
so-
that.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a kind of a message for me in some ways. So I always try to listen to everybody. So I need some divine guidance, and
Okay.
I'm under a lot of pressure, and I'm so tired. And I have a cold, so excuse me if I can't hear well or I sound funny.
No, you're good. You sound great. So we're going to do this in 2 parts, if you don't mind. We're going to have Mark check in first, and then I'll see what I can do to help you. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Mark.
Karen, I'm getting a female energy connected to you, feels like a mother figure. Now, this could be somebody on the mother level, like a mom, an aunt, or a maternal figure. It could also be a grandmother. But this is definitely a strong feminine connection, feminine side of the family. And with her passing, I don't know if you're watching this on camera, but I've got my eyes closed. And the reason I have my eyes closed is it feels to me that prior to passing, she had her eyes closed a lot. Now, what that could indicate, she could have been in a coma, or she may have been very, very ill and just had her eyes closed a lot. But it almost feels like a comatose state because the eyes closed, but she was still aware of what was happening around her. She's also pointing to her throat. I'm getting a burning sensation in the throat. Now, the burning sensation, obviously, something was going on with her throat. Could be throat cancer, could be some other issue with her throat. Her passing was not a quick event. It took time. It took time for her to pass. I'm getting this really uncomfortable sensation in my back in the thoracic region, which is indicating problems with the pulmonary system, the lungs. Um, um, there's a lot more. This poor lady had a lot going on. Does any of this make sense to you in any way, Karen?
Yeah. And I wish I could see you, but I'm afraid I won't keep the connection well on my phone. So I just have you
Okay.
on my phone.
No, that's fine.
Um,
That's fine.
So
Okay. Who does this sound like? Don't give me the name, just the relationship.
my mom.
Okay, well, there would be the maternal figure. All right, hold on. Oh, she says this goes without saying, but I feel fine now. I feel fine now. I feel she keeps repeating, I feel fine. So that's fantastic. She's checking in with you, letting you know. Now, This is a very interesting image she's projecting to me. It's an old-fashioned Coca-Cola bottle. You know the little ones that had that very distinctive Coke bottle shape. And I can taste the Coca-Cola and she's handing it to you. Okay. Now, a lot of people drink Coke. I don't drink stuff like that. All right. All right, you're laughing. How does that make sense to you?
Oh, no, go ahead. I have no idea. I don't drink pop.
Well, that could be it. That could be it. Hold on. The other thing about Coca-Cola is its headquarters is in Atlanta, Georgia. This could mean some connection with Atlanta, like you or she had been there, connections there, travel there, and also
Yeah.
okay, go ahead. In what way?
Um, my boyfriend and I lived there for quite a few years.
There we go. Okay, so let's go with that one. Now, let's see what mom wants you to know. Hold on, hold on. Fascinating. I know you said you had a cold, but what I'm getting from her is it seems like whatever is going on with you health-wise has been going on for quite some time, more than just maybe a week or two, maybe a couple months. She's talking about this run-down feeling that you're getting, and like you're starved for sleep. And maybe you're sleeping a lot, but when you wake up, you're not feeling well rested. Does any of this make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling burned out a lot. I don't get sick a lot, in fact, which is funny. I hardly ever get sick. Um, but yeah, run down. But I push through, and I do sleep. I don't want to get up in the morning. Partly, I don't know if I'm that tired or I just don't want to deal with life. But yep,
You
tired.
know, I think I need to go to Dr. Pat. Dr. Pat, what does all this sound like
Yeah, yeah,
to you?
yeah. Thank you so much for calling in. And I think Mark is right on about it. But I want to get back to the relationship person, that the whole Atlanta thing. Did that end
Uh,
okay?
I'm sorry.
Did that end okay, that relationship, or are you still in it?
Uh, it was a very long relationship, and
Yeah,
we were. It ended pretty. He, I don't know how much I should say.
not much. You
Because
don't have to tell,
Mark might
don't
chime in
say a
again.
lot. Yeah, no, no, no. Don't say a
Okay.
lot. I just have very specific yes or
So
no.
there was some
Yeah,
struggling towards the end too, and
yeah.
I have a lot of conflict about the whole thing.
Yep.
But
Can you give me a time frame when that what happened, if you don't mind? Don't, not a lot of details, but just give me a year. The year it
yeah, he
ended.
passed years ago.
That's what I wanted to know. There we go. That's that's it, Mark.
Yeah, hold on.
Yep.
This is the weirdest, and that's not the weirdest thing because every day is weird for me, but he's coming through, and of all the songs he's given me, I'm getting YMCA, da da da, YMCA. Now that's a fascinating song because that can have a lot of connotations and a lot of meanings, but let's go with the most obvious. Is there something about physical exercise, like going to the Y, something like that, that makes sense to you in any way?
Yeah, I've always worked out. I was a trainer for some time in Atlanta, partly at the Y
Okay.
there. And he
Okay.
used to sing with a group, and they did a lot of those oldies. They did that song.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. So it sounds like what, first off, he loves you very much and he just handed you a poppy. Now that is really cool
Yeah.
because the poppy is normally associated with veterans, and that could be Memorial Day, which is in May, but it could also be Veterans Day, which is November 11th. Is there
Mm.
anything about 11/11, November, or the number 11? Or is there anything about Memorial Day, which is essentially like the last Monday in May? Anything there, or was he a veteran?
It was not, but maybe it's a memorial, as in celebration of life, because we did a small one in in Florida,
Hmm.
and not one up north. And I was going through a whole lot of trauma, and the
Hmm.
family didn't step up, and we didn't do one up north. So that bothers me still.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
There's a
wanted to have
lot
a
of
memorial actually
interrelatedness here.
in place.
Yeah, this
I'm
is so
sorry.
what I'm trying to jump in and say is this is all related. It really is. I mean, it's all related. And what I mean by that is, Mark, thank you for bringing that forward. It's all related. And, when you have a loss and then you have family dynamic separation, it turns out the event turns to be traumatic. Now, if you complicate that, for example, like my mom's passing, once upon a time, my mom just died, but, information revealed my mom was an addict and an addict and an alcoholic, even when she had me. And so when that information got revealed to me, there was an understanding I had because, when you mentioned Poppy, I went right to what Poppy produces. Of course, with my alcohol and drug
Right.
background, I would. But again, are you at peace with this, or is there something still for you to resolve? We don't want to ask you how he passed because I think that's
Right.
not appropriate. Um,
You know,
but
I just, it's been a while, and I know I need to just move forward. And I feel like I'm on a treadmill, and
yeah,
I'm struggling right now with getting a tenant. I mean, these things come to my mind, like I wanted to dedicate a bench or something, and
yeah,
I just can never get around to. I just feel like I'm constantly on a treadmill trying to get ahead, and I'm
mhm,
really, I need guidance. I don't know what to
yeah.
do anymore.
I know
I
you're like,
operate a property by myself.
say that again. You what?
What?
What'd you say about the
Oh,
property?
trying to operate. Yeah, I'm trying to operate this property alone, and I'm alone a lot. But
Mhm.
I've been more productive than I have ever been. But I'm just tired, and I don't know where it's
Yeah.
going.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a little bit, not be working with you on a regular basis. So I'm going to just give you some insight real quick. This makes perfect sense to me. And it doesn't matter when we lose someone, what year it is. It is the ongoing accumulation from an event like that that continues to haunt us in different ways, like not being able to have a ceremonial or not being able to dedicate a bench. But there's something else that is happening for you that has put you in this kind of tailspin, and I want to help you try to get out of it now. Are you overworking yourself, or
Regarding,
is it, yeah, are you overworking yourself like at a job? That's my first question.
um, no,
No. Yeah.
I have a
Good.
part-time job, but most of my time I spend working on this property and trying to learn about getting a HELOC, or trying to, find my tenant, and just, regulars that come this summer. It's just, it keeps me busy. And,
Yeah.
and then I don't really like thinking about bad memories that we had, because we had some hard years, and I don't want it to get in my way. And then I miss them
Yeah.
and my
Yeah.
family, and I wonder what it's like on the other side. And I just go off the, deep end with thinking about all that
Exactly.
stuff.
Yeah, I want to help you right now. It's really short time, but I'm going to help you. Stop. You can stop. So I want to give you a simple tool. The next time you have a memory about any of those thoughts, I want you to just say delete. Just say the word delete. I know it's
Okay.
silly, right? You're like that I would come up with something like that. But
I've
in an
heard this
effort to
before.
help you, just
Yeah.
say the word delete.
Okay.
Just say it. Yeah, right. I had a
Oh,
thought earlier
delete.
today and I had to go delete, 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 like deleting everywhere, right? That's what I had to do.
Right.
I'm like trying
Yeah.
to cook an egg and I'm like deleting. But try it. You have to stop
Okay.
something sometimes to do it. Now, the last thing I want to say to you, this one I'll leave you with. Is there any reason why you have to manage the property yourself and don't have a property manager?
Huh. I tried
Right?
using a company, and I was kind of managing the management company.
Yeah, get another company and get that burden off your plate. That's what I want to say to you. From a behavioral point of
Uh,
view, managing a property is a lot. Don't give up.
or
Okay. Yeah.
I'm wondering if I should just get a full-time person. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
hang
no,
on to
you
this
just
place.
said it. No, you're on a roll. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're kicking it up right now. Come on now. You're just on a roll. What'd you
What?
just say? Maybe I can get a full-time person. Didn't you say that?
Yeah, I've been talking me out around all kinds of ideas, selling it. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
I'm going to
I
tell you
get
what to do.
so,
Here,
I,
no,
I
no.
asked for signs from everybody.
No, you don't need a sign. You're smart. You're intuitive. You already have this. You got the sign. So now what I want you to do is tomorrow, I want you to sit down and I want you to find that person or property manager, start the exploration. See, sometimes we think action has to be a big grandstand Mariners winning a game, although they did lose. But what I want to say to you is it doesn't. You just have to put one step. So tomorrow, can you make a commitment tomorrow to start your search for a replacement for yourself?
Okay. I can look around. Some other people.
The internet's amazing.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one thing that's really, Mark mentioned that he passed pretty quickly. It wasn't, and you asked how it was towards the end. It was kind of difficult, although he was getting better, and I feel like I was having a harder time. Anyway, I got this look from him the last time I saw him, and it was just unsettling before they took him. And I don't know.
That happens a lot, by
I
the way.
wonder what he's
Well, it happens a
really.
lot. And yeah, this is, I hate to say it. This is one of these times you hit the delete button. And I'll tell you why,
Oh,
because you're going to try to figure something out. And there's a story you have in your head about it. You got it? And that story you have in your head is one of these cycles or loops that we get stuck in because you're not going to be able to find out. But if you hit the delete button, what you can replace it with is love. That's the theme of the show today, Mark, right?
Yes, yes. And the thing is, he wants you to know that that look, he, he knew he was going, he wasn't ready to go. It's kind of like if you're in an airplane and you got to jump out of it with a parachute, and it's like, I don't know if I'm ready to do this, but then he was.
I
And
know, but I said
well,
something first, and
oh,
that's what I
he's
thought
okay.
that the look was.
He's okay.
What?
He also, no, he wants you to know that he understands. He said, look, I know you better than anybody else. And he said, I know you love me. I love you. I always will. He goes, and that's just the way it was.
Yeah.
And he said, you were nervous. You were scared. He goes, and I knew you were scared. And he said, when I left, he said, I didn't really leave. In other words, he transitioned to the other side. He's with you quite a bit, but he wants you to know that he's in a complete state of peace. He goes, we're good. We're good. He goes,
Yeah.
we're better than good. And
Yeah.
that's what he wants you to know.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to think about the arguments or any of that because we had.
No,
I can't
no,
imagine anybody
Hey,
replacing him
no,
ever.
no, no, no,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no,
on, hold
no.
on, hold on. What's with the moon pies? You know those chocolate marshmallowy things? He's making me taste a
Yeah,
moon pie. What's up with the moon
What the
pies?
heck's
Love them,
that?
hate them?
I don't know.
It's a
Mm.
chocolate marshmallow. It's like a s'more. He's making
Mhm.
me taste that.
Oh,
If I say s'mores or chocolate mushroom, I mean mushroom, marshmallow, what immediately comes to mind for you? Don't
uh,
worry about how it applies
camping?
to him. What does it mean to you?
Camping.
Camping when I was little.
Okay. We
Okay.
have about two
I don't know.
minutes left. So we are going to have to run, but I want to
Yeah.
say something to you. Do your best not to play back those conversations because they're just conversations from the past. They have no meaning in the present and they have no power over you unless you let them have power over you. Okay.
Yeah, and there's current family that's still around, but
That's,
don't
you're gonna have to
talk to
call
them
in
much.
for the current family stuff, because that's a whole nother call in about that. We could go on for a while about that, but this is all about you
I
right
know.
now. Take care of yourself right now. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, conversations of the past are one thing, they're in the past. Don't give them any power
So
about your future or your day.
yeah. Oh
That's
yeah, I
it.
understand. So
Yeah,
him and everyone, they're all with me all the time.
it's good. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in. Wow.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. I have a few of those conversations I played in my head a lot of times, boy. But just,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, just go through a 12-step program. That'll snap you out of it. Mark, thank you for today. Last message and give out your website. And thank you, Sierra and Linda, for what you're doing.
Thank you. Everybody, please visit my website, afterlifefrequency.com, and go to the calendar of events. You'll see I'll be in Houston next week. You can get free tickets to Great Day Houston and also purchase tickets for my gallery events on October 24th and 25th. And if you sign up for my newsletter, afterlifefrequency.com, just click on that. You'll get a newsletter tomorrow. And I'll be back. Oh, the Psychic and the Doc will be back next week, and we'll have another call-in show 2 weeks from now, right before Halloween. And the name of the theme for that show is Hallow, Get Your Soulful Treat, and we're gonna have a really great time right before Halloween with all of you. So God
Yeah,
bless everybody, and thank you, Dr. Pat, for being the best co-host in
I loving
the
it.
world.
Thank you all. We'll see you next time.
Hey, everybody, thank you for tuning into the Psychic and the Doc with Mark Anthony and me, Dr. Pat Baccili, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Hey, look, come back next week so we can explore with you more of life's many challenges and learn from fascinating guests. And you know what? Even Mark and me. We'll connect you and discover insights from people in this life and from the afterlife. Extraordinary problems? Yeah, they do. They require extraordinary solutions. But step into the world of possibilities with us on the Psychic and the Doc. That's every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on TransformationTalkRadio.com. That's TransformationTalkRadio.com. And don't forget, we're also live face-to-face on Facebook.com, Transformation Talk Radio.